Pat, last time we didn't talk about your civil rights career much, but we'd be remiss now if we didn't tap into that. You're one of the better legal minds around. So when you think back to your legal career, what are some of the cases that meant the most to you?
One of the ones I will tell you one of the most fascinating cases that meant probably the most to me was I got a call from a guy one time, and he's sitting in his apartment. He said, "Police are at my door. What do I do?" I said, "I don't know. What did you do?" And he said, "I think I killed a priest." Okay. So I told him what he should do to get his roommate to go give him a card, tell him he was represented by an attorney, and I'd come up there. So what it was this gentleman was 48 years old, and when he was 6, he and his brother had gone on a camping retreat with the Catholic Church, and this priest, who was one of the worst of the worst, abused both of them, and actually abused them together and forced them to perform sex acts on each other at 7 and 5 years of age. Very traumatic, and he had understandably never really gotten past it. So he found out this priest, Will was living in San Francisco, and this priest was living in Los Gatos. Very beautiful community. Retirement, I put retirement in quotes, community for priests. So he went down there one day and just beat him up. And was going to kill him, but he didn't. And he left. And so they arrested him eventually and charged him, and we went to trial. And the fascinating thing is the more and more I got to find out about it, found out this retirement home was where they were stashing all these priests who had essentially gotten run out of places because they were abusing children. And we were able to expose that. We were able to expose that even at this retirement community in Los Gatos, they had raped a mentally ill dishwasher there. There were a number of things going on. We were able to expose that. We went to trial, and we came up with a strategy that Will was going to get on the stand and say, "Yeah, I did it." And so he did. He got up and said, "Yeah, I did it." And then I got up and argued with the jury that, he'd been trying for 40 years to get justice, and nobody would listen to him. And so he took justice in his own hands, and he doesn't condone it, but it was his only option, and they found him not guilty.
Really?
Yeah. Even though he admitted he did it.
Yeah.
But that was an important case to me because it was able to expose a huge thing going on there in Los Gatos with these priests. They were at this community, this retirement home was actually within 1 mile of it were 15 high schools and schools, and these priests were just allowed to come and go.
They were right there, yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, so what is that kind of a thing? I mean, in legal experience like that more broadly, I mean, what does that kind of thing inform you about when you think about, well, I mean, that's such a traumatic thing. I mean, people have trauma in their lives, not like that, but I mean, how does that inform you as a politician moving forward in terms of how you can help people in their lives? I mean, those types of things, understanding someone's motivations and the reasons why things happen, why they do things, and how does that connect with helping people in a political sense, do you think?
Well, I think that's a great question, and I tell you, our country is based on John Wayne and Star Wars and things. It's good versus evil. And what you learn being in the criminal justice system, it's not usually good versus evil. It's a person who's made a mistake, or maybe even a couple of mistakes. But generally, good people who've made a mistake, who got caught at it, and they need a second chance. And I think that is applied to politics as well. I think we have to look at politics and say, not everything has got to be seen through the prism of good versus evil. There are shades of gray, and there are things we need to look at, particularly when we look at, for example, immigration, and we look at somebody who may have committed a crime in another country and be here and think, well, we've got to deport them. Well, no, maybe we need to give them a second chance, especially if it's not a violent crime. We need to give them a second chance and let them contribute to society. I feel very strongly that my background in criminal justice has sort of shown me that it's a very gray world out there, and I think that applies to politics very much. I think it actually helped me in terms of some of the positions I took.